All right, everybody, the Garbage Man here. Whoa. The Iceman here on the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel. It's Friday, a day after Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving. I just got home today. I was gone for 3 days. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving as well. The Garbage Man reference to a Skype conversation earlier today. Um, all in fun. Anyway, I first want to send uh, heartfelt best wishes to the wrestling talent, aka the Rated R Viper One. His grandma has been hospitalized, and hope she's going to do quite well. As we all know, things like these do happen. And Tony, I wish your grandma the best, and don't worry. I think everything is going to be fine. So, okay, last night, uh, Matt and I decided to watch a WWE pay-per-view from 2009. So he had just gotten Night of Champions from 2009. So I said, okay. It was like 9 o'clock, and I said, why don't we pop it in and we'll watch it. And gosh, I mean, him and I watched this pay-per-view together when it first aired back in 2009, but there was a lot of stuff on it, you sort of forgot about. Watching this pay-per-view last night, Shaw let you saw the difference between the WWE 4 years ago and the WWE today. There was no Alberto Del Rio, there was no Daniel Bryan. Um, Maurice was there, Michelle McCool was there. Um, yeah, it was a time of legacy. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. and Randy Orton. There's four matches pretty much that stood out watching this pay per view, and one of them, the interesting part about it was at Night of Champions 2009, we had the unified tag team titles. Okay, at the time, Jericho and Edge were the champions, but Edge had the injury to his Achilles heel, so he had to drop out of this. So Chris Jericho, at this particular night, had to pick a new partner, and he faced Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes for the unified tag team title belts, and he picked his partner none other than the Big Show, and it was a pretty good pick. As we all remember, it was the Jerish Show um, tag team name back then. Were pretty big for quite some time. Pretty good tag team match though, as well. And of course, Chris Jericho and Big Show came out on top of this match. But this pay-per-view, Night of Champions, the matches they allowed so much time for each match. None of these matches were short. And that's one of the big differences that we see today, that a lot of these matches that we see on pay-per-views are very, very short. All these matches were pretty good size in length as far as matches go. That was a great match. We also saw um, this was interesting too as well. The women's WWE women's title holder. They also had two belts for the women's division as well. They had the Divas, which was just newly established, and we had the women's title. And Michelle McCool had the women's title, and she faced the challenger Melina. And we all know how good Melina was in the ring. And that's a women's wrestler that I wish uh, ended up staying in the WWE because she had a lot of talent. This match was phenomenal. Me and Matt were talking about this match as it was going on. I said, I go to Matt, boy, this is a long match. And he said, yeah, he goes, I sort of forgot how long it was. And it was a great match. This was a great match for a women's title. And of course, Michelle McCool retained the belt, but Melina gave her a hell of a match. And It was great. It was superb. Um, we also saw the WWE title match, and this was a triple threat match with Triple H, John Cena against the WWE champion at the time, Randy Orton. Now, this is something that stood out to me and Matt when we were watching this match. Now, remember this. This is in 2009. Michael Cole was there announcing the match, and when they were talking about John Cena, they mentioned John Cena was a five-time world champion. Five-time world champion. 2009. This is 2013. He's a 14-time champ. So from 2009 to 2013, he's won 9 world titles. This includes the World Heavyweight and the WWE title. Phenomenal. Amazing. It just goes to show you how many short runs he had with the belt. But, I wasn't aware of that at the time. And Matt was going to me, he goes, wow, nine titles in 4 years. But anyway, this was a great triple threat match. A great triple threat match. If anybody remembers this match, Mike Chioda was a referee. I mean, this match went back and forth between all three. In the beginning, Cena and Triple H sort of ganged up on Randy Orton, which, they should have. Randy Orton had his cocky attitude back then as well. And both Triple H and John Cena, of course, are being face. But this match went around in circles where, any single one of them could have won this match. And it got to the point where Triple H ended up getting Randy Orton in the sharpshooter. And then John Cena gets the STF on Randy Orton. He finally taps out. But Chioda didn't know what to do because both guys were putting submission holds on Orton. So he never acknowledged the fact that Orton submitted. Legacy came into the ring. The big involvement, and eventually Randy Orton RKO John Cena, ended up retaining the title. But it was a great triple threat match, an excellent triple threat match, and this is the thing too. It was for the WWE title, and it was like in the middle of the card because after this match, we saw the Divas Championship match with the Divas champion Maryse going up against the challenger Mickie James, which again was another match which was allotted a lot of time. A great match as well. Back then I was a very, very big Maryse fan, and I was saying to Matt while I was watching it, I go, I'm not even sure why I even liked her that much back then. But you change as years and time goes on. Mickie James did end up coming out and winning this match, becoming the new Divas title holder. But again, the match was allotted quite a bit of time. It was a very, very good match. Then we ended up seeing the Intercontinental title match with the Intercontinental Champion Rey Mysterio Jr., which they made this Intercontinental belt. It was pretty big at the time because it was the runner-up match to the World Heavyweight title match, which was the main event back then. That's another thing. So anyway, Rey Mysterio went up against Dolph Ziggler, a very young, fresh Dolph Ziggler. And again, a lot of time was allowed to this match. Both guys in the ring were phenomenal. And like I said to Matt, well, you pretty much know what's going to pretty much happen. If obviously you've seen the pay-per-view before, so you knew what the outcome was going to be as far as who the winner was. And I go to Matt, I'm just waiting for Dolph to get slumped on the rope so Rey can do his 619, knock him down into the ring, jump off the top rope, get the pin, which he did. But, obviously because we've already seen it, but it was a great match. And then we came to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Champion CM Punk against Jeff Hardy. This match was another phenomenal match. After watching this, I remember watching it with Matt when it aired live the very first time, and I didn't remember half the stuff that happened. And I said to Matt, I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember who won the match. Um, and obviously he did. But we were watching the match and watching CM Punk, who had a little more weight on him at the time. And I mentioned that to Matt as well. I said, CM Punk looks a little bit heavier than what he does now. And, but another great match. And CM Punk, we noticed too, did a lot of different moves than he does now too. And probably because he was, 4 years ago, you know, probably not as beat up and banged up as he is now. But they both put on a great show. Hardy put the Swanton Bomb on CM Punk like 3 or 4 times, and CM Punk gave Hardy the go to sleep. Wasn't enough to beat him. But finally, in the end, Jeff Hardy prevailed and became the new World Heavyweight Champion. Great, great match. And of course, in the beginning of this pay-per-view, we saw a big promo cut by CM Punk. Totally different kind of promo that we've ever seen as recent as we have. But it was a good promo anyway. And we also did see as well was the U.S. title match. It was like a 5-on-5. Kofi Kingston, the champion. I guess it was Carlito. I think it was Primo. The Miz was involved. I forgot. I'll be honest with you. I forgot who the other person was. That was a pretty good match. That was allotted a lot of time. And of course, Kofi Kingston retained the title. But this whole pay-per-view was excellent. And like I was saying to Matt, I go, wow. And then you watch what we see today, and it's like totally different. It's only been 4 years. But the thing that stood out for me the most watching this pay-per-view was John Cena was a 5-time champion in 2009. And it's 4 years later, and he's a 14-time champion. And if you disregard 2012, which he did absolutely nothing, he got 9 titles in 3 years. So, with realizing all this, I do understand where a lot of fans are coming from, because 9 titles in 3 years is quite a bit to digest for one guy. But in any event, it was a great pay-per-view. If you never saw it and you don't have the DVD, I recommend getting it. Night of Champions 2009. Again, I watched it with my nephew Matt last night after we had our big feast for Thanksgiving, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. So peace out, everybody, on this Friday night. And again, Tony, I hope your grandma gets home soon. I know what you're going through, and my thoughts are with you and your grandma. So that's it. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night.